Yesterday, I was alerted to an interview that gay Green Lantern writer Tim Sheridan was giving. Of course, after the interview had already taken place. I've noticed that all these Marvel and DC writers at this point are going on shows that get like 10 viewers or 20 viewers. It's like they're hiding from the real public. Like they would never show up on a show here. Of course, Tim Sheridan, even if he like just had a cordial discussion with me about stuff, would get canceled by the Whisper Network just for talking to me. Not that he wants to anyway, but I'm just saying he would never come on a show like mine, which actually has a pretty big comic base and comic fandom. Of course, to him, you're all just a bunch of trolls. You're all a bunch of evil people who are just holding down the gays, right? And that's all that's happening. It's very sad to watch as DC Comics continues to circle the drain. But that's what he basically said on this podcast, and I will get into the news in just a moment. My name's John Delarose. I'm a #1 best-selling author and award-winning comic creator without working with Marvel and DC. I have no corporate restraints on me, and that's why they fear me so much. And so I'm coming out with a new comic book today, a heterosexual romance book. Oh my gosh. I don't think they're allowed to do that at DC Comics anymore. What did your boy Zach call it? Like the comic equivalent to a gay bar? Yeah. That's what's happening over there these days. And so this is what romance used to be back in the day. It used to be Jack Kirby, like the guy who like created almost all the Marvel comics, just like running this genre. He created the genre in comics, and we're doing honor by that by actually making a pretty cool story out of this right here with Injustice artist Mike S. Miller attached to it as well. So we are launching this today. I'm going to be doing a live stream in about an hour after I upload this video. I hope you will show up and hang out, and of course check out our awesome comic book. It is awesome. It's fun. It is manly. It is masculine. It has the opposite of the gay Green Lantern stuff, basically. So check this out. I appreciate you guys for being there. I'll put that link in the description for you. And of course, make sure to hang out on the live stream also. So here's our article. Tim Sheridan calls Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe fans who are outraged at the show's feminization trolls who really didn't care. Now you're like, wait a minute, aren't we talking about the gay Green Lantern guy? Yes, and apparently he's the guy also who ruined the Masters of the Universe thing as well. So if you remember way back, a little over a year ago, when this show came out, people were excited at first. Kevin Smith took this. Tim Sheridan's one of the co-writers of the show, and now actually he got promoted to producer in season 2 also. And I didn't know this, but it makes a lot of sense. Now, everybody was like, oh, they put a chick in it and made it lame and gay, just like everything else. And it was a travesty. The rumors were that Netflix actually canceled a He-Man live action series because this performed so poorly. Now, Netflix always does 2 seasons. This is something that they always do. No matter what, they do 2 seasons. If the second one does better and audiences actually watch it, we'll see what happens. But right now, you're looking at probably the end based on what's transpired via season 1. Now, everybody on the internet was like, gosh, this sucks. They ruined He-Man. They've made it feminist just like everything else in Hollywood. This is crazy. Now, it makes sense that the gay Green Lantern guy went in there. And of course, what he did with Green Lantern, as you can see, just turned it into some like naked dudes rolling around together fest that nobody wanted to buy. Comic retailers said that it was very low selling, that the second issue is not even in the top 50 for the month in their stores. And we're going to get to a response, which looks like it's from Tim Sheridan in just a moment, but interesting stuff. Obviously, people don't want this kind of content, and they didn't want this kind of content from He-Man either. They didn't want, here's our diversity chicks doing their magic, right? And so people were upset by this. So if you look at what he said during this interview yesterday, he said, Kevin's original title for the show was Masters of the Universe, End of the Universe. And the reason for that was he felt, and I think he was right, I think unfortunately, yeah, it's interesting, they knew it's unfortunate. They knew the storytelling's unfortunate. If you listen to their language, they know what they're doing is just tearing down these characters intentionally. And yet they like go, and stumble over themselves when they talk about it. We had to go through it with Revelation to get to Revolution. And here it is. It's about deconstructing the whole thing. You see this a lot with the woke people, and you see this a lot with the edgy boys who write these sort of comics all the time, too. If you listen to Alan Moore, or you listen to Neil Gaiman, or Grant Morrison, all of them talk about deconstructing the characters. It's never about just doing the characters honor. It's never about just like taking a character like Spider-Man and being like, you know what, we're going to do what Jonathan Hickman does right now and actually let him marry Mary Jane have children and like have like a actual character progression. It's about deconstructing it, but it's about like they want to go back and like redo his origin. So that did the spider choose Peter Parker in some weird mysticism thing, which doesn't really even fit with the character. Deconstruction is about destroying a character. It never fits with the character. And that's exactly what they do when they feminize these property, or they turn them into homosexuals, or, you know, replace them with a black chick. Whatever it is at the end of the day, this is what they're attempting to do. And it's mask off every time they talk about this stuff. So he continues on when he talks about He-Man here and his role in it. And he says that a lot of the people, of course, who are criticizing this, who are opposed to the deconstruction of the characters they love, which is kids' shows. I mean, they're meant to be pretty positive and happy at the end of the day. And here it is. He calls everybody trolls who didn't really care about it and wanted to make noise about it. Wow. This is the go-to every time. Everybody's just a troll. Everybody's a hateful person. Everybody's a bigot, right? And Tim Sheridan's known for that. When he went out with his gay Green Lantern, of course, he made his plea to own the bigots in Comicsgate. Buy this book. It wasn't about how good the story was. He wasn't defending that, and he doesn't even defend it here. It's just the people who hate it are just bad persons. And that's what they do every single time. It's insulting the fans. These are people who are on pedestals. I write for Hollywood, and therefore I'm better than you. Yeah, it's BS. And of course, the Hollywood writers haven't done anything new, creative, or innovative in a very, very long time. They just take properties that we love and they destroy them. They run them rampant and they give them pronouns, right? This is exactly what's happening all over everything. And Tim Sheridan's just another one of those doing this. Really sad to watch at the end of the day. Of course, he calls it all clickbait, and he actually maybe responded here. I can't confirm this is him, but somebody named Colt showed up on the Fandom Pulse this morning and left a very long comment here saying it's poorly researched and clearly a smear piece directed at Sheridan. The author makes multiple claims of poor comic sales, poor show performance, canceled MOTU film, and attempt to discredit Sheridan Smith. Despite these claims of failure, the author fails to produce a single citation of evidence. Except for it's well known that the Masters of the Universe film was canceled. The show was widely not enjoyed, and that's why he was talking about it on the stream. And yes, I've actually confirmed with comic shops, multiple comic shops, that the book was not selling well. So, hi, I'm the news. I got my sources. I reported it. That's exactly what happened. Those are evidence to support the claims, but you just don't like the evidence at the end of the day. Now, it's really interesting that DC Comics, ever since the COVID pandemic, doesn't actually produce their sales numbers anymore. They used to. They used to show it. But now, as the industry is really circling the drain, they actually hide it, and they make sure that, it's all obfuscated so people like this can come in and make these statements. Now, here it comes. Sheridan's Green Lantern book has sold out consistently. Yeah, if you order one copy, it might sell out, right? That's the funny part about this. It's been highly reviewed by legitimate news outlets. Yeah, right. Revelation performed well enough to justify a second season. Again, Netflix always commissions 2 seasons. Always. This is a very standard thing with Netflix here. And the cancellation had nothing to do with the animation series. Here we go. The truth that articles like this are poorly veiled attempts to be professionally offended. Well, Tim Sheridan's professionally offended. He actually, even though he claims that he's not using Twitter and /X at this point, went out and blocked Fandom Pulse. We didn't tag him. We didn't, anything like that. Nobody in the audience tagged him either in the responses. He's literally just sitting here Googling himself in order to do this. And I really do think that even though this is somebody named Colt at this point, that this is probably Tim Sheridan himself, given the timing of the block with this. Really funny stuff. This guy's ridiculous. But this is it. They always claim we're outraged and we're mad. Well, you know what? We don't like our stuff being destroyed, but you're outraged that we don't just buy it wholesale and just don't consume and just worship you for destroying the properties that we love. And we're not going to. We're just going to call out what we don't like. And that's part of reviewing. It's part of criticism. And you can't take it, Tim. Really sad. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button. And of course, guys, make sure to check out All Eyes on Ashley. Again, this is going to be launching in about an hour. Really hope to see you in the live stream. And please support good comics, support independent works, because we need to replace the stuff that Tim Sheridan and Kevin Smith are doing, because it's such a travesty. There's going to be we're working in every genre. We're working in beautiful stories. We have wonderful artists. We have a great team that doesn't hate you. We really actually appreciate you for being there, and we appreciate your criticism at the end of the day, too. You're the best, and the best is yet to come. Leave a comment, hit the like and subscribe button. I already said that, didn't I? You can criticize me. I'm not a good YouTuber. I know this. I'll see you soon.